Alright guys, so I am building my sprayer for our UTV. I did not want to spend the money on a 65 gallon because they're like $1,200 everywhere, so I figured I'll just build my own. Then I can kind of make it exactly how I want it with all the fittings and couplers. So I was going to take you through start to finish on how I'm doing that, but then that way we get a question a lot as far as how do you add an agitation line, you know, am I doing my setups, and that way you guys will see start to finish on everything. So right now we got I think it's 66 gallon tank. All they had was a 4.5 gallon a minute pump, so I just got with that one. I like getting the 5.5 off of Amazon. It's like $95, I think. So it's actually cheaper than this, and it just shipped right to your door, and you're doing a little bit more water, so that helps. But we basically got everything we need, and I'll just take you step by step through me building this thing from scratch. A lot of these fittings, like, they didn't have half the stuff I wanted, so I got some galvanized, some nylon. It's just whatever I had in stock or whatever they had at TSC. But we'll take you guys start to finish, and I'll show you exactly how we're doing that. All right, so I'm gonna set my pump kind of on this side because my huge manifold is pretty big. It's gonna go over there, and that way I can still support it. But I wanted a bottom pickup, so I actually got another one of these, and this is gonna go on the flat part on the side. All I got is a 1/2 inch 90, so that's gonna go right on the bottom. That hose is gonna come up and right in this inlet, and from there, I got a T that's gonna go on this pump. Just like that. Pressure gauge threads in. We're just going to do a rough thread in just to show you guys what's going on. I got another T popping in here, and this one is going to actually go back to my agitation or recirculation. And what we're going to end up doing is drilling a hole here. I have a 3/8 hose that's just going to go from this into here, and then the inlet will get drilled with this for my inlet sucking right off the bottom. Okay, so we kind of put this together just to showcase, but we got our intake going to the bottom. That way you're always pulling off the bottom. You always get, you know, every last drop. And then that way too, I don't always have to stick my hand in the tank if I need to, you know, flush something out of that hose, or if for some reason it loses prime. You're always having to fish that out, and I want that on the outside. That way it's just super easy. I can take that hose clamp off, take anything out of there that's plugged, and be able to easily get prime back in here. That way we got our T to our pressure gauge. I got my valve to my agitation. That way when I'm mixing, this thing can be wide open, and I'm just pushing every single thing through that tank in order to get it mixed really well. And then when I go to spray, I can close this however much I need to in order to make my calibration work. So if I need more pressure, I can just keep closing that until I get to where I want, or obviously less pressure, you can open it up more. And then that way, this right now is set out to just go straight out to my boom. And again, that way if I'm mixing, I can have this closed, or when I'm spraying, wide open, and that'll be all set. So the only other thing to talk about is I got this fitting that actually goes this here, and that way I can hook this up to a garden hose. So let's say if I only spray 3/4 of my tank, rather than let it sit in there, I'll be able to thread this right into here. I can close that valve, and I can put a garden hose little, you know, cut a 2-foot chunk, but then I can fill up like a 2.5 gallon jug or a 1 gallon jug, and just be able to empty all my stuff out without wasting it, and save it for later. I know that was a super quick video, but that's just kind of how I'm setting my sprayer up, and just an idea for guys that want to add agitation. All you got to do is grab a T and a couple couplers, drill a hole in the top just like I did here, throw that hose with the valve, so then you can just completely adjust that in order to help with your calibration. So that's about it. Just a little quick video to show you guys and hopefully answer some questions.